The story is about the eldest son of Taiwanese trade who returned to Los Angeles after his father's death to protect his mother and brother, unaware of their family's involvement in the gangster business. The talented cast delivers fun and engaging to watch. Let us see episode 1 of The Brother's Son. Hello and welcome to Dev Recap. In episode 1 of The Brother's Son, two armed guards are brutally killed by skilled gangster Charles, who ensure his cake remains edible in the microwave. Blood Bruce, a blood man and his crew are summoned to clear the bodies and erase any traces from the bloodstained carpet, ensuring the safety of the gangster. Charles, the son of the wealthy gangster from the Chinese trade, is criticized for his excessive killing after seeing dead bodies. However, a skilled sniper shoots Charles' father through a building window. Charles' father, rushed to the hospital, falls into a coma due to lack of blood flow to the brain. Doctor believes he will never wake up. Before losing consciousness, Charles' father orders him to find his mother and brother in Los Angeles. Charles' brother Bruce, who shared the same bloodline as Charles, is an extraordinary man making ends meet by driving a taxi to pay for college tuition. He learns from his college administration that he is falling behind on, and if he doesn't deposit, his semester will be invalidated. Bruce spent the money on an improved class. Bruce, a struggling actor, seeks help from his friend TK to borrow $5 grand from his to help him sell drugs in a nightclub. However, May, a seasoned drug dealer from the White Crane gang, warns him of the danger of attempting to get smart with her. In LA, Charles arrives in the mother's house, unaware of an henchman waiting to assassinate him. He defeats the assassinate to stab him, offer him a cigarette, and presses him for information about his boss. However, when the henchman refuses to snitch, Charles breaks his neck. Mama Son discovers the dead body and reveals her frustration to Charles. Charles informs her that his father is in coma, likely due to a sleepy chain. His long-time rival. They have been in a power struggle for 2 decades. As the episode ends, Charles finds his brother Bruce selling drugs at their nightclub. Charles, trying to introduce himself to brother, is attacked by May's men, who believes Charles is in LA to take over his business. As Bruce and Charles are the son of Taiwan's biggest gangster, Charles defeats May's men, including May herself, who claim to martial arts. An explosion breaks through the room, allowing gunmen to enter. May and her crew was filled with leads. Charles and Bruce managed to escape unarmed. Bruce is informed that his university exam accounts for 8% of his final grade in the intern. Instead of sending Bruce to college, Charles asks him to deliver a big suitcase filled with body parts to the bellman who deals with these kinds of things. The bellman says that leaving a water monitor for someone in Arcady is a recommend for disposing of the body. Although Charles has no desire to work as a delivery boy, he changes course when he finds out that the man they are meant to meet may be familiar with the identity of the assassin who attacked him at his mother's house. Charles has no idea that a baldman is a traitor who gives away Charles' location to an unknown caller, likely one of the Sunny Chance men. Mama Son meanwhile continues his daily schedule for playing manjo with their friends, getting her hair done and going shopping. What appears to be a routine task or a mean of tracking down the murderer. The brother's road trip to the arcade turns into a time of bonding, and Bruce gets the chance to finally find the answer to the questions that have been bothering him all along. Bruce is curious about who want to kill their family, why their father sent them away, and how wealthy they truly are. Charles discloses that their father belongs to the Jade Dragon Society, a trio with the origin in the Qing dynasty, and is a feared member of the group. The trio is organized into several factions, each headed by mob figures involved in a variety of illicit activities and crimes. Charles says that the triad player, known as Sunny Chan, has them in his sights. Members of a triad maintain a low profile, utilizing allies to elude detection and law enforcement. Surprisingly, the owner of the mansion in Arcadia recognized Charles from a previous encounter in which he killed a man with a pool cue. The owner interrupts and demand assures that the Jade Dragon will protect him when Charles displays the killed set. Charles concurs, but before any important information can be exchanged, a group of thugs dressed like diners stab the man. Charles' martial art expertise allow the brothers to escape unarmed once more. The police and Alexis, the deputy D, are pursuing them as they look into the May's death and the explosion at the nightclub. So the attackers dresses like the others are at least of their concerns. After following Bruce to his college, Alexis discovers Charles eating churros while idly clutching a bag that bore the murder's head. It comes to our attention that Charles and Alice were childhood pals in Taipei. When Alexis moves to the United States for school, their paths diverged, but Charles disappears again before Alexis can press the issues. As the episode ends, Alexis pays Charles another visit, admitting that she is aware of his father's illness and caution him against causing trouble in Los Angeles. To communicate with Charles, Alexis also gets his phone number. Bruce is updated by June, a mysterious woman in the stage and a dark dragon tattoo. The same woman has also updated TK. Incidentally, Charles Charles getting a call from one of his father's closest confidants. Charles is informed by the person on the other end that another Jade Dragon Society members are also in danger in addition to Fatherson. The associate also gives Charles an update on his father's health, noting that there has been no change and that while still unconscious and their recovery is anticipated. Charles asks the associate to send Bloodwood and the rest of his team to Los Angeles to deal with the bodies as the call comes to an end. Charles further requests that the associate set up a face-to-face meeting between Sleepy Chan and himself to talk about the terms of peace. Charles thinks that both parties would benefit from an agreement, but he issues a warning that if Sleepy Chan refuses, he will use the only language he is familiar with, violence. Charles receives a call from his mother at lunch with Alexis, informing him that Bruce has not been returning her call or texts. After meeting Bruce's classmate Grace, they headed to his college and discover that Bruce has been attended by a lady with black hair and an unusual tattoo. Motherson seems to know who Grace is referring to based on her look. In the meantime, June tells Bruce and TK that she is retaliating against him for her sister May posing rather than for financial gain or employment. The sisters had to take care of themselves when they were 10 years old since they were orphans. June blames herself for not shielding her sister on the day of the shooting and feels bad for not being with her. June is finally persuading by Bruce to locate his brother Charles, but the location he provides take her to a Chick-fil-A. Charles is taken by Motherson to a Mahjong club, which she refers as a sophisticated network of spaces where everyone usually knows all the answers. Charles thinks it's a waste of time at first, since he doesn't think these old ladies can assist discover Bruce's abductor. When a club member informed them about Tony Tang, an elderly guy who supplies narcotics to the White Crane gang, he is shown to be unmistaken. It is worth noting that Tony Tang is one of the top seafood restaurants in the Alhambra. In fact, the hotel bears his name. The woman wasn't bragging. Charles gives taxman and applied the address of the White Crane Convert warehouse, where Bruce was being yelled by June. When Charles arrives at the warehouse, they are about to fight, but Bruce intervenes and persuades June that Sleepy Chan, not them, is a real murder of the May. To uncover the true perpetrator, they all agree to work together and set aside their differences. A thug from the Red Ribbon gang, stopped by June's data business to get a specific phrase tattooed. He tells Charles over dinner. It's oddly the same words Motherson discovered at the Jain residence. Motherson also presents the finding of her, which shows that Tony Tang and Sleepy Chan are plotting together. She says that killing Tony Tang is the only way to get Sleepy Chan to come out. Charles agrees, but June persuades him to allow her to take care of Tangs in order to exert her vengeance. Bruce's mother gives him permission to continue his improved career. Thus, the entire kidnap situation ends up being a gift in disguise. Find out that Tony Tanks was slain and the assassin left his hand and Lexis her apparent message-giving gestures. Following the plan, June is brutally murders Tony, warning Sleepy Chan that troubles is imminent. The Brothers and fourth episode begins with Mama-san telling everyone seated around the dinner table, including Bloodwoods, who has just arrived from Taiwan. Yuan has received a piece of willow tree wrapped in a yellow gas, indicating that Sleepy Chan would be meeting there with his son Rosalie. To be clear, Sleepy Chan is one of the three strong and prominent triad figures who is in continual fight with Big Son about who get to govern the Jade Dragon Society. A square is called when Tony dies, and according to the triad rule, it cannot be rejected. It implies that Mama-san and Sleepy Chan have to go. The meeting place in Cospa, right in the middle of the Korean town. It is a public open area, so Sleepy Chan doesn't have much room to maneuver. Mama-san strongly disagree, preferring the Bruce to stay far away from the action, but Charles is adamant that Bruce is present to learn their trade ways. Rosalie established early in the meeting that he is not able to take in lightly. Additionally, it seems as though Charles and Rosie had a pause together. Perhaps this pause is something we are now in our office. Sleepy complies with all of their requests. Rosie informs Charles with one of the exceptions that he did not want Mama-san in the plaza. This indicates that he opposed Charles' mother going to the larger triad gathering to prove to everyone that the Sun family is no longer qualified or competent to lead the Red Dragon riot. Sleepy Chan does not want Mama-san present at the meeting. He hopes to do this by inciting other members against her. Mama-san grants her consent, but not before binding Charles to murder Sleepy Chan. Should we discover any proof that Sleepy was the mastermind began the attack of his family. It is even that he survived the encounter. Charles further requests that Bloodwood look after his family. The Sun family and the other members of the tribe are not the target of the Sleepy Chan clarification at the meeting. Sleepy claims that they have a shared advisory aim for them. But before Sleepy can say something more, the Red Ribbon gang members who had taken a resident in the chamber order him. Fighting side by side, Rosie loses the fight when the hand grenade set off by one of the gang members kills him. Charles is shocked to find himself in the Alexis form at the beginning of the episode 5, having been picked by her while attempting to free the spot. Alexis confronts Charles once again for details regarding what happening and the link to the Red Ribbon assassin, but Charles won't budge. Alexis confessed that the assassin aren't just to operate Charles. A few of the tries to murder her early in parking a lot. Charles wants to leave the car spot to get his phone because he is desperate to talk his family, but Alexis begs him to to stay and heal while she gets his phone. Charles firmly believes that the Cosmo tragedy was planned rather than an isolated incident. In the meantime, Bloodboots and Mamasan go to the John train in search of someone who may provide them information to the Red Ribbon Gang. She has no idea that Red Ribbon Gang is after her. Bruce was informed by Sleepy Chan before to his pausing that the Red Ribbon Gang is after Lulu, which is another name of the Mamasan Rodex. Turns out Mamasan was the inducted victim all along. Inquiring further into the group, Mamasan approaching her contact, but the guy betrayed her, giving her over to the member of the Red Ribbon Gang. However, what is the Red Ribbon Gang's specific goal with Mamasan? The kidnappers identify themselves as the boxer and commend Mamasan's intelligence, particularly the way she was able to identify the member of the tribe. The promise to do no damage if Mamasan divulges the identity of the tribe leaders. Mamasan tries to negotiate, giving them command over Los Angeles in exchange for protecting her family. Bruce and Zing obtained information to Hong, the purported salesman who Mamasan met from their Manzo Club surveillance network. Pinning Hong's hand to the counter gives them the answers they require. Hong, who is in pain, says he does not know where Mamasan is being held captive by the boxer. Fortunately, Bruce and Zing are able to locate Mamasan thanks to Bloodboots, who has been followed her. But Mamasan doesn't say anything about the train member. Bloodboot is discovered and shot in his head. However, Bruce uses cunning to save Mamasan by organizing a bunch of elderly women from Mansion Club and invading the structure. Unexpected twist was Alexis has been playing Charles from the beginning and has installed GPS and surveillance software to keep tabs on his every actions and conversation. Charles learns of Bloodboot's pausing and that Mamasan, also known as a Rolodex, is the true target when he gets home. To be clear, nobody else in the world is aware of the real identity of any train members but Mamasan. Because of this, he's become a very valuable target for anyone trying to break up the train. Bruce has an amazing memory though and learns everything in a matter of hours. If he ever finds himself in the danger or is taken hostage by the Red Ribbon Gang, also known as the Boxers, Mamasan tells him to use this knowledge. Bruce would know the identity of the train members might be in danger if word spreads. The boys seek safety at the home of the rich actress who just so happened to be the June. They have no idea that because of the spyware that Alexis put on the Charles phone, he is monitoring them closely. Maybe to find out who is in charge of the Boxer team and why they need the list, Mamasan goes to the Shanghai. Mamasan also pay her mother a visit there, even though her mother has never approved of a reunion with Big Sun. The devastating news Mamasan's sister has died is also delivered to her. This breaks her heart, especially since Big Sun has assured her that he will let her know if anything bad occurs of her family. As the show progresses, we discover more about Charles' history and the origin of his monitor. His father was the target of the shooter who once ambushed his father in the restaurant. Charles fought back, giving himself an infamous nickname after taking down the gunman with his chair leg. Following this, Charles underwent rigorous training to develop into the accomplished fighter he is today. Charles finds out where TK is, who is being taken captive by the Koreans, via a text message on his phone. Bruce is advised by Charles to stay within the mansion at all times before he departs to save TK, but Bruce ignores his concern and departs with Grace. One of the major twists in the story is revealed by the show. Grace is the member of the Boxers group, has been posing a Bruce buddy in order to get closer relationship with her family. Grace is adamant that she is telling the truth about her love for Bruce. She also divulges her elaborate scheme which calls the triad leaders here to the chop off in order for the group of disintegrate. Grace views his groups as a kind of anti-triad vigilante group that is defending the defenseless. Grace is also seeking the retribution after the trio's hiring shooter killed her father. Bruce decides to give Grace the names since he loves his family and she pledges to spare Mamasan and Charles. So Charles makes an effort to close the distance between them. Alexis dismisses him. His breath boils from his rejection and he blows his fury on the Koreans. Charles trashes each and every one of them by self. The Koreans were the prey at that point and Charles was the predator. After he stopped snapping, Charles managed to save TK. Mamasan goes to see the Big Sun in the hospital in Shanghai and tries to murder him for not telling her about her sister passing. She would stop at nothing to bring down his criminal enterprises, which is the one thing he values most in his field. But as the show comes to the close, an unexpected event occurs. Big Sun emerges from unconsciousness. He obviously knows that he has heard everything Mamasan has said based on the look on his face. Bruce is coerced into disclosing the identity of the trio leaders by Grace, a member of the Boxer team. The finest assassins of the Boxer are shown at the beginning of the episode 7, breaking into the triad leaders' homes, but they are in for a shock. When Mamasan visits Shanghai, she had previously alerted the leader of the immigrant trades. Grace group loses their greatest assassin, but she also saved the triad bosses. It also reveals that the head of the triad are traveling to Los Angeles for a conference when they will elect a dragon head, the highest ranking leader among all the triads. Mamasan is now aiming to become a head of the dragon. She wants over some people, and even Charles and Dawson's firstborn thinks she is good fit, then others will come around. Bruce is unhappy about everything and thinks this journey will end in the death. Maybe that's why he discredited Tiki and throw him out of his home, trying to protect him from some looming peril. As Big Son gets to Los Angeles, he quietly reveals who his foes are, Momosen in particular. The fact that the bullet that struck Big Son passed through without deviating proves that she was correct all along. Big Son has been feigning bed rest in order to see how his adversaries would respond to his situation. Charleson is selected by Big Son to play the Dragon Dead, claiming that he has been prepared for this job his whole life. Charles cannot disagree because Big Son issued this directive, even if he has no desire to take on the role of the Dragon Dead. In order to master the method of the trial, Big Son also insists that Bruce accompany him back to Taipei. Big Son teaches Momosen while she by herself and demands that he concede defeat. He even says that Momosen not present when her only sister passed away frail and alone, which just makes matters worse. Upon meeting this, Bruce requests her assistance because he has no desire to deal with the triad or his father. She still has one chance to eliminate every triad boss at once. Bruce assures her to pick a new dragon head. Bruce claims that the leaders of the triads are assembled in Los Angeles. Grace ultimately nods and shakes hands, even if at first she is reluctant to follow upon on anything Bruce says. Furthermore, Alexis has particular interest in the meeting as well, so Grace isn't the only one to choose their new leader, dubbed the Dragonette, in charge of managing the whole operation. The triad leaders convince in an exclusive restaurant. Bruce eventually admits his error and put on a pricey black suit that his father bought him so that he may go to the triad dinner. Bruce called June as well, inviting her to the meeting. After learning the reasons for Bruce's action, Tiki also decided to join them. Following his keynote address, Big Son insists that his skilled son Charles be named the next Dragonette of the gathering. He is shocked when Momosen enters the room and persuades everyone to designate her as a Dragonette. But before they can officially announce it, the boxer and the SWAT team enter inside the dining hall. June kills Grace when she tried to kill Momosen. Regretfully, Grace's purpose for being here has already been accomplished because the majority of the trio perished. Towards the end of the show, Big Son gives Charles to order to kill the Bruce in order to punish her because she thinks Momosen is to blame for a restaurant slaughter. Charles locates Bruce and takes aim at his head as instructed by his father. Charles, on the other hand, is unable to murder his brother and purposefully missing his target. This puts Charles in a difficult situation. He cannot go back his father without killing Bruce. Bruce makes an attempt to persuade him to kill his father in order to escape the shadow of him. Bruce claims that despite the danger of himself, Big Son forced Charles to murder hundreds of people. Momosen claims that Big Son has never considered Charles to begin, but rather as a devoted soldier who is willing to risk anything for him, including his life. Momosen also reveals that the last assassination attempt on Big Son was an attempt to determine whether Charles was capable of leading a triad. Charles consents to see his father and declares unequivocally that he will no longer serve him, that is, he will no longer model for him. Charles first sees his father, who informs him of his ambitious schemes to become the Dragonette of the triad, which will occur a great deal of bloodshed. Charles is shocked when he requests to be let out of the triad and refuses to follow his orders. Big Son doesn't agree and sends several of his goons to murder Bruce and his mother. Two of them are killed by Charles, but they can get away. When Charles attempts to pursue, Alexis arrests him. However, she will release him if he can reveal Big Son's hiding place. Because of the bargains he struck with Jackmo. Once Big Son is in the jail, Jackmo will test him, which is why Alexis wants Big Son so urgently. In the meantime, Momosen meets a terrible end at the hands of Zing's attempted murder. Alexis argues Bruce to persuade Charles to reveal Big Son's hiding place when he refuses to crack. Charles can go free if Big Son is taken into custody, since Alexis swears not to prosecute him for any offenses at all. Bruce, on the other hand, has his own scheme and intends to murder Big Son in order to provide his mother and brother a regular tranquil existence. When Bruce gets to the safe house, he points the pistols on Big Son, but he laterally has second thoughts. Sadly, he unintentionally discharges the gun, striking Big Son in the stomach. Big Son drives himself to the hospital in an attempt to save his life when he gets captured. After the dust settles, everything starts to come together, but not before Momosen declares that he is going to Taiwan to take on the role of the Dragonette in order to give the triads a more official and structured appearance. Bruce agrees to it even though he doesn't like it since his mother wants to this way, but her retribution with Big Son. What about that? In the climatic scene of the film, Momosen enters a Big Son hospital room currently, gives him an insulin injection that will ultimately cause him become a weak, paralyzed and speechless and fakes his reports. Charles offers to accompany Momosen to Taiwan as well, but she advises him to pursue his dream of getting married and starting a family instead. But in the end, he shows traveling to Taiwan with his mother. A significant mid-credit scene in the finale has two guys. One of them is Chinese, talking about Big Son trial and Jack Ma evidence. The Chinese guy turns out to be one of the Big Son's reliable porter, and it becomes evident that he intended to kill Jack Ma to make sure Alexis' lawsuit against Big Son is unsuccessful. This suggests that Big Son may clear in the next season, and that when he is freed, he will try to retake this kingdom and exert revenge on Momosen, Bruce and Charles. Episode 8 and season 1 of the Brothers will finish. We will see you on another series. Until then, take care and stay awesome.
Taiwan.